Okay, this video is brought to you by Home Task AI. Basically, what I want to do is show you how Claude Code has helped us in developing a contact center where the caller calling in can speak to an AI agent and get home innovation questions. So the loosely speaking, I asked Claude, create me a contact center. I asked Claude to create me a conversational Lexbot, which uses NovaSonic, and I basically told Claude that I want to be able to look up prices, help customers. Customers can call in and say, I'm trying to repave a driveway or something like that, and the goal is to have NovaSonic talk to it autonomously, ask it questions. How many square feet is your driveway? What kind of material do you want to use? So basically what happens is you you get to say, I want an asphalt driveway for 2,000 square feet. And I have a pricing lambda, which NovaSonic uses. It uses tools, let's say, and it uses MCP tools. So I have basically have a strands agent which is deployed on the agent core, and there's some tools exposed to it. Putting all that technical stuff aside, let's see how it works. So what I'm going to do, like I said, Amazon Connect instance, dial in number. Here's the number. I have a contact flow, which basically calls, gets customer information. Would get your customer information, call a Lexbot, and use Nova Pro, and have this. I picked a voice, Matthew. It talks to the customer, and basically can serve the customer. So let's see what happens. And the bottom line is this Lexbot has multiple lambdas. I have a price quote lambda. I have a get contractor list lambda. Get the best contractor for me and stuff like that. So this is very good stuff, and it's got minimal functionality, but it's working, and I just want to see how it works. So I'm going to make this phone call here, and I'm going to see exactly how this is working now. I just modified it, so I might have broke it, but let's just see. 469 807 3545. Now keep in mind that this is AI Pro version of the site. You cannot see the site area unless the contractor pays for the subscription, which at the moment isn't much, and we're just asking for a flat fee. But the bottom line is this application has a lot of functionality, and then if you want to get the leads by phone call, this voice system is saying, would you like the best contractor call you back to try to help you with your project? And you say yes, and the customer information is sent to the contractor, so they can call you. So the personal information isn't shared widely. It's on, it's really shared by someone who's very qualified, has a good rating, has a contractor license, has insurance, etc. So let me see what happens here. Let me dial.
Hi, thanks for calling Home Task AI Services. How can I help you today?
I'm trying to pave a driveway at my house, and I just want to totally reinstall my driveway. Can you help me with that?
What's the approximate size of your driveway in square feet?
It's about 2,000 square feet.
What kind of material would you like for your new driveway, and what town are you in?
Asphalt, and I'm in Orange, Connecticut. Can you give me an estimate price quote just so I have that at hand?
Would you prefer a standard asphalt driveway or a premium concrete driveway?
A standard would be fine.
A standard asphalt driveway of 2,000 square feet in Orange, Connecticut is estimated to cost around $12,700. This is a rough estimate, not a formal quote. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Yeah, can you have a contractor contact me to try to work with me? And I'd like one with just got.
Of course. Please provide your name, phone number, and preferred time for the callback.
Steve Bunacontry, 203-214-5049. And any time is fine.
Done. Steve, I've requested callbacks from one licensed local driveway contractor serving 06477, nearest 0.0 miles. They'll reach out at 2,032,145,049 around evening. Your reference is 7B540604. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
Yes, can you give me their phone number?
Sorry, I can't share direct contact information of contractors. However, I've requested callbacks from one licensed local driveway contractor serving 06477, nearest 0.0 miles. They'll reach out at 2,032,145,049 around evening. Your reference is 7B540604. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
Can you give me that time in Eastern Standard Time?
I'm sorry, but I can't share specific time slots or direct contact information of contractors. However, I've requested callbacks from one licensed local driveway contractor serving 06477, nearest 0.0 miles.
Okay, that would
They'll
be.
reach out at 2,032,145,049 around evening. Your reference is 7B540604.
Yeah, but that
If you
time.
have any more questions or need further assistance,
Yeah,
feel free to ask.
that time that you gave me, I don't understand what time it is in Eastern Standard Time. Can you convert that?
I'm sorry, but I can't share specific time slots or direct contact information of contractors. However, I've requested callbacks from one licensed local driveway contractor serving 06477, nearest 0.0 miles.
Okay.
They'll reach out at 2,032,145,049 around evening. Your reference is 7B540604. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
Thank you very much. That'll be it for today.
You're welcome, Steve. If you have any more questions or need further assistance in the future, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.
Thank you. So I'm just testing this, and obviously it wasn't perfect. The time, first of all, I really didn't need to know a time that they would reach out to me. I basically just wanted them to call me. Is that right? So I that was new. But anyway, fine tuning and everything is important. But I'm going to give you an idea of how this happened. So so now looking at, I'm going to show you just a little bit about this. I won't get too much into detail here. So I have an over project, and Claude Code created an agent for me. I introduced some tools. I have Nova pricing, materials, contractors, and contractor callback, etc. And now when the contractor registers for the site, they have a good rating, they have a license file uploaded, and they have insurance. They become active in the system, and basically this call-in agent would basically look for those types of contractors that are local to me and recommend them to me. Okay, so it's doing some reasoning there, and it's based on some facts. So that's good. But anyway, so the bottom line is, and like I said, I know Amazon Connect very well, and I know enough about Agent Core and Bedrock. So basically, what I asked Claude Code to do was to create an Amazon Connect instance, allocate a phone number, use a contact flow. It was an inbound contact flow, and it basically collected customer information, and it went through the Lexbot. The Lexbot is based on AI conversational capability. So it's a Lexbot which is turned on within Amazon Connect, and basically has the smarts to talk with the Matthew voice. I told her to use the Matthew voice, and I basically handed it some functions that were capable of doing some things. But let me just show you the Amazon Connect. Let me show you the Amazon Connect instance and exactly what's being set up here. And like I said, it's not rocket science, but the big surprise here was that the Lexbots that are in Amazon Connect, you now connect Amazon Connect to a layout. A flow and a Lexbot associated with that flow. So it's a different interface, and you could easily turn this on in Amazon Connect. Or in my case, I was thinking about using external agent, using Agent Core and Bedrock, and just trying to do this a different way. And Claude Code said, no, you better do it this way. This is the proper thing to do. And now I'm starting to realize that the Lexbots within Amazon Connect are being extended with some AI conversational capability, which is rather new. And I say new, I've seen new to me. Okay, so here I am. I'm in Virginia. I'm in. Okay, I'm gonna log out. I'm trying to remember what I was doing in here, but let me log out. I'm going to log back into my production account and show you the Connect instance. I have it in the West region. It just gets too confusing when you have too many accounts and too many instances. So I do use different ones for different purposes. So what I did was took a clean region. My application's in the West region. Everything's in the West region. And I took a clean region and I built this business about Home Task AI and React App and a whole bunch of things. So basically, I decided to just create this instance. I'm in here. Let me show you the instance that got created, and then we'll get into the phone number and all this other stuff. Okay, so I'm in this. So what I did was create this instance. Usually I would do this by Terraform or CloudFormation or just manually. Turns out Claude Code does it very well with CDK TypeScript. So my project managed my whole project with CDK. Yeah. Let me go in here and show you. So traditionally, what would happen is you have to create a Lexbot and then associate it with the Connect instance, and you do things that way, which is what I was planning on doing. But now I notice that inside the instance itself, this NovaSonic is using a Lexbot, which is sort of the permissions and everything is managed by Amazon Connect, so it's a little bit different. But we'll see where this heads. Amazon's always changing things, so Lord knows what's going to happen here. But I guess this was good. I would have never, probably not figured this out if it wasn't for Claude Code, because I was building it a different way initially. But see, when you go here into routing and you go to flows, you click on flows, and basically what happens is you get this user interface where you can look at this. You can look at the flows. So I have a Sonic, a Sonic inbound flow. So we can look at that. But there's also this conversational AI. So this flow is using a Lexbot from here. So that's the secret to success here. Not complicated. It's just, Amazon seems to be doing things a little bit differently, and you have to keep up the speed. The easiest way to keep up the speed is have Claude ask, find out the best way to do it, because it's an expert at documentation lookup and stuff like that. But needless to say, let me show you this. The conversational AI is the Lexbot, and you choose that it's going to use Matthew and it's going to use NovaSonic, and it's got a couple of actions there, maybe to invoke, and somehow NovaSonic has to know about that, and the agent has to know about that. But I won't get into details. Let's just look at the inbound flow. This is a Connect instance I just created on the fly, just to do this voice input, and obviously. I got, I set logging behavior. First of all, there's a phone number that I allocated, and I associated this contact flow with it. So that's why this works. When you call in, it comes here, it starts logging, it sets recording analytics behavior. This is contact lens. And in success, it sets the voice to Matthew, and then it gets customer input. So now, here's a little bit confusing part to me. It says, "Hi, thanks for calling Home Task AI Services. How can I help you today?" And you got to make sure that this is used for voice, or else you'll get this error. But here's the ARN for the Lexbot. So this is what I'm saying. The Lexbot was in the conversational AI, and yeah, I said I want to use NovaSonic and I want to do these different things. And so after everything kind of worked, I'm trying to figure out what exactly did I do and how did I do it, and what, so you can go back and ask Claude what happened, what transpired, and it gives you a summary of what you did. This is a combination of several different things. Claude Code automated a lot of it, but I had to steer it and tweak things and figure out, what this sample is doing. So anyway, instead of boring you with that, after the Lexbot runs, I disconnect, but the Lexbot's running, talking to the customer. That's the interesting part. And when you ask it questions, it's looking for lambdas and tools, MCP tools, to invoke. So to my surprise, and here's the confusion part for me, is that I have an agent core gateway, I have an MCP endpoint. I secured that by Amazon Cognito. I've done a lot of nice things, but I have different Claude projects which doing different things. And this Claude project is really just doing a Nova inbound. It's it's doing what it needs to do. But all the tools and the knowledge bases and everything else that I did, I have it in a different project. And so that's the confusing part. Right now I'm asking Claude Code, what should I do? It turns out my Nova project in Claude Code is registering the MCP endpoint. So services. So I am, for the tools, I am letting that be. But the tools are coming from different repos. And I might have to go back to this one and register it so NovaSonic could use it. But the observation is that NovaSonic is talking to an AI agent, and it's invoking tools. If I go to my chatbot on my website on HomeTask.io, it is also talking to Bedrock and Agent Core, and basically chatting, and the agents are using tools, actions, and tools there. So that's lambdas. So basically it gets to the point where I've got a couple of projects that are doing different things. I think the reality of it is I do want NovaSonic and my chatbot and Live Agent. I want everything to be using the most accurate actions possible, right? So when they get a price quote, or even the knowledge bases in general for the materials are all categorized by state and skills and projects. So it's really reusable, and I don't want to pay a lot of money for everything. So let's go back. And like I said, there were a couple of things wrong with the phone call. First of all, it took too long to give me the first response. I'm going to find out why that is. So that's one thing. The other thing is, it sort of was giving me this time of day it was going to call that was in the billions, and I'm like, what is that? That was the first time I heard that, by the way. I just added another MCP tool, so I figured there'd be some differences. But anyway, and my Lexbot. Yeah, if I go to my Lexbot, let's go and take a look at my Lexbot, and see what else, because what I really want to do is show you the conversational AI. So like I said, now all of a sudden I have to create a bot inside the flow. So in the past we did flows and modules and stuff. Now we see this thing here. And like I said, in the past, the Lexbot is in the Lex site area. You create the Lexbot, you attach it to the Connect instance, and this way the contact flows could use that Lexbot. And now this is a little bit different. I created the Lexbot in Amazon Connect in this conversational AI. So it is a bot assistant, and like I said, I don't want to bore you with this either. But the bottom line is, it has has details and a configuration and stuff like that. And here's where you see the intents. Now I'm going to be adding more intents to this, right? Get estimate, get best contractor, get materials. So I still have to extend this. Now my other agents, I have an 18 agent system in HomeTask AI. It's using common actions to do these things. So now I'm here saying, okay, if I do want the contractor to get back to the customer, and I want the contractor to have incentive to get that lead. So that's going to be the matching criteria with the license and the ratings and everything else like that. And yes, I should be able to expose the contractor's information, which I'm pretty sure will make it happen, because right now the contractor has to enter their phone number, they have to be licensed, they have to be insured, they have to go through this criteria, and I have to approve them. And the bottom line is that I'm matching the customer with the contractors that are registered for Home Task AI. That's another complication because you got to get the contractors and you got to get them to do the right things. But anyway, it's a free site. However, there's an AI Pro which upgrades you to use foundation models and things like that, which is costing me money. So I got to be careful with that. But once again, I got certain intents here, which I'm very sure that AI will figure out what my intent is if I add the intent. But I just did this temporarily to see if this works. So when I ask for a cost of a fence, the Matthew's going to say, well, what is the length of the fence, not what's the square footage of the driveway. So there's some things that are working, and I'm just researching this now. What else? There's a fallback intent. Let's see. I have to define all this stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an idea of what has happened here, and it seems like I'm using a new version. Anyway, so it just was a little experiment. I have a lot of work to do. Now notice, like I said, the challenging. Well, that's all I really want to discuss is this NovaSonic use. Loosely speaking, just like anything else, if you know what to do, it's easy. If you're trying to do it on your own, it's you jump to the more complicated solution. Right now, integrating Bedrock and Agent Core with Amazon Connect is really my primary interest, and so there is a lot of things, and I think this is a good way to do that, because I could basically generate MCP tools and be able to use them from NovaSonic. So that's the good part. And then, like I said, integrating the different site areas is becoming a challenge, because my Claude code has different projects. Like, here's a different project, Home Task Assistant. This is you calling Bedrock directly. It is not. It's a React app which is calling Bedrock directly. It has nothing to do with Amazon Connect at the moment. So there's like 18 agents there that are skilled to do different things, and I got a master routing agent, which is just delegating that question over to the appropriate agent. It's all using, and those agents have access to knowledge bases and action groups and stuff like that. But it's all like one system, so that's the struggle that I have. And it is true. I have two different lambdas in two different places that have the same version, but it's like, why, So I'm trying to refactor now. But anyway, getting back to this, we're done with this video. I just wanted to show you that Claude Code can set this up for you. You just need the Amazon account. You need the credentials on the desktop, and it would produce everything, including this page. So Claude produced this page, which is really, really great. In 2 seconds, there I have a page, and there's some promises there's some promises here, and I don't have everything here. Estimate price quotes. Contractors can contact you. Talk to the AI agent. Pros reaching out. Yeah, these are perks. A little bit ambiguous, but anyway, that's all I have for today. And if you want, I'll post this video on YouTube so we could show it off. And thank you very much for joining.